Hello.
He's still connecting.
Hello.
Good morning. How are you? How's everything?
Fine, fine, thank you. How are
Okay.
you?
I'm not too bad. Still alive, as they say. Okay. Excuse me. Can you hear me okay?
Yes, of course. I can hear
Fantastic.
you well.
Fantastic. So Alexander, you're going to go for the IELTS exam, correct?
Yes, of course.
Okay. And you think you need roughly 1 year to prepare.
About 1 year.
Okay. No
Better,
problem.
better if it will be six,
Quicker.
six
6 months.
months.
I understand that one. Okay. The reason I need to try and speak to you is to assess the listening and speaking. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Reason for that, Alexander, is that your score was A2. Okay. On my test, your grade was A2. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
This means that you are, how do we say it? The level after beginner, the second level in English. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And usually I usually don't work with people until another level. Okay. So just quickly, what I have here, I have two Alexanders. Which one I'm trying to look for your test, and I find two Alexanders.
Mm-hmm.
With me, Schuben I've got under, correct? Schuben, here we are, Alexander Schuben. Okay. Yes. No, I found it. I just typed the wrong one to begin with. Okay. Okay, so it's better than I expected. B1. Okay. Oh, my apologies. It's your wife who's A2. You are B1. Okay. My mistake.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Here, if you look at the screen, bear with me. This was the results of your test. Okay. All right. Now, this means that when you look at your test, okay, it says here on the right hand side B1.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Basically, in English, you have 6 levels, and 5 levels are here: A1, A2, B1, B2, and C1.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. The orange were the answers you didn't know, and the red were the wrong answers.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Which is not bad, because when it comes to grammar, you only have to learn the red and orange parts. The green you know already. Okay. Some are minor mistakes like singular, plural nouns, countable, adjective, prepositions. Okay. But
Mm-hmm.
what I'll do now, sorry, Alexander,
One moment.
no problem.
Tanya!
Oh, he's not happy now. Hmm? The baby is not happy now. He wanted your attention.
He wants to study English too.
She wants, no problem. Okay, so what I will do, rather than look at the test, I'm going to go straight into an IELTS speaking exam to
Mm-hmm.
see how we get on. Okay? So, I don't promise this is easy. I'm just picking one test, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Bear with me. Okay, this one is not so bad. Okay, so tell me, okay, Alexander, what do you do?
I am a doctor. I am
Mm,
a pediatrician. I work in Moscow as
mhm.
an ambulance pediatrician.
Okay, all
In
right.
Moscow, we have specialized team for children, ambulance for children.
That's good. Okay. And tell me, where do you come from?
I'm from Moscow. I live in this city from 2000 year. This is the capital of Russia.
Okay. Um, yep, okay. And do you like your country? Strange question.
Yes, of course, I like Russia. It's a very big and very beautiful country.
Okay.
We had,
And
sorry,
no problem, you can continue.
we had some travels in this country. It's very
Okay,
beautiful country.
that's good. And tell me, what do you like about your country?
What do you like about your country?
Yep, that's the question on the screen.
I like in my country nature.
Okay.
I don't understand to this time how these beautiful seasons in Russia. Every season in Russia have has mm, has own
Don't
specific
worry, Alexander.
own specific and
Okay.
give me a lot of positive positive
Excuse me. No problem, don't worry. Okay, just try your best. That's all we're trying. Okay. To tell me, do you like the street you live in?
street.
Yes. Do you like the street that you live in?
Uh-huh. We live in a new area of our city. There are a lot of new houses and new people. It's a very clean place of Moscow.
Okay.
This area of Moscow named Zelenograd in English is green city,
Okay.
green place of Moscow. A lot
Okay.
of rivers, trees, flowers in the summer,
Okay.
and very clean.
Okay. Do you like living in a city or prefer countryside?
I think more better for me is living in city because I was born in the city, and when I live in a village, I think that sad for me.
Okay.
It's a very low speed for me.
Okay. So it's a slow pace of life. Okay. So tell me, what's your favorite meal?
I don't have the best favorite meal because I eat a lot of things, but maybe my favorite dish is is bread which
Yeah.
I cook some self.
Okay. No problem. And then, of course, it has the next question. Who cooks in your family?
Oftentimes in our family cooks my wife.
Okay.
Sometimes this sometimes I help her.
Okay.
I can cook bread. I can cook sauces for spaghetti and etc.
No problem. Okay. Now I'm going to give you the hardest part of the exam, and in IELTS speaking you have part 2, okay? And part 2 is where you have to talk about something for up to 2 minutes, okay? Now Alexander, what happens, you have 1 minute to write some words to help you, okay? But you can't write sentences. It's just words to help you when you answer the question, okay? The question is, describe...
Yes.
No problem.
I can hear you.
Fantastic. Describe an important event in your life. Usually with this kind of task, you have 1 minute to make some notes for yourself, okay? All right?
One moment.
No problem.
Sorry, I have to describe an important event in my life. Yes?
Exactly, yes. Okay.
I have 1 minute. Yes?
You have 1 minute to prepare. Good luck. Okay, Alexander? Okay. Now, the idea here is just try to talk as much as you can, okay? If you reach 2 minutes, I will stop you. If you can't talk anymore, just stop. It's not a problem, okay? Fantastic. Please begin.
When I was a student, I get one important event in my life. I met my beautiful wife. It was a party, one girl, and I was coming in this party. I met my wife and we was talking a lot. Since this time we have been meeting about 1 year, and then we decided to marry. In my opinion, this is event changed my life, and in this time we are together for 20 years. I have a few important events in my life. Next important event was bathing.
Don't worry, it's fine. You came to 2 minutes. It's okay. Don't worry. Okay. Okay. So the next part of the IELTS exam, these are abstract questions, discussion questions. Okay. So they're a little bit harder to answer, but it's part of the exam. But don't worry, we're nearly finished. Okay. All right. So let's look at events in our lives. Is it important to celebrate different events?
Sorry?
Let's look at events, okay, in our lives. Is it important to celebrate different events?
Is it important to celebrate different
events?
I think it's important because we have to have a few important different events in our life. But one event, in my opinion, will be the best. And the next events will be more
No worries. Let's change a different question. So tell me, Alexander, are you a goal setter? Are you a person who sets goals for yourself?
Don't understand. Goal.
No. Do you give yourself targets, things you want to achieve? We call these goals. Hold on. I'll put the question in Skype. 1 minute. Here's the question. Maybe it's easier to read it. Okay? Maybe the question's easier to read. Do you see it? Are you a goal settler? No, sorry. Spelt wrong. Are you a goal setter? The second question. Can you hear me?
Yes. One moment.
No problem. The second is, are you the kind of person who fixes goals, fixes targets? Okay.
I have to use dictionary.
No, then we'll leave it. Don't worry. It's not important. Okay. The next question. Are you ready? Do you prefer to celebrate family events at home or in a restaurant?
We prefer to celebrate our events at home. We like to have family
events or parties.
Family party with our children and with my wife and I. We like to be in on the table and be together.
Oh, fantastic. Okay, I will stop you there because I know it wasn't easy. Okay, but you've done okay. All right. So, Alex, what I can see, you do have. It's strange because when you speak, you sometimes have good phrases, okay, and other times you have to think carefully before speaking, okay. Now it's quite normal. It takes a few lessons to improve listening and speaking, okay. So what I noticed is that you have quite a lot of the same mistakes. Okay, that is something maybe related to your. Okay, now it's strange because most of the time I can see you understand present simple, past simple, but I do agree with the test that you have problems with irregular verbs in the past tense. Okay. When you speak, how do we say it? Sometimes you surprise me because sometimes you have present perfect continuous, and then sometimes when you should use it, you don't have it. But it's normal. Okay. Where was it? Your vocabulary is still quite basic. It needs to improve. You need to revise things like articles. The sentence structure we have to go over. So there's quite a few grammar mistakes which I believe matches the test that you've done. Okay. What I will do, I will send you the test tomorrow because today I'm so busy. But when you get the test, you'll notice this table. Yes. Okay. This was the question you were asked. Okay. This was the answer that you chose, and this was the correct answer. Okay. That means though the rule is this part. See, singular, plural, regular nouns. This is the rule. What I usually suggest here is you simply take this, copy it, okay, and paste it into YouTube, okay, or just type in YouTube singular, plural, regular nouns, okay. Because in YouTube there are hundreds of videos telling you about sometimes the basic grammar. Okay, so it's easy for you to learn and revise in your own time. Okay, and just make your way down because most of these are things you can learn. Like this is prepositions. Okay, uncountable. For example, using a and articles. Okay, the tougher one later could be ability, can, and could. These you might need to speak with someone about. Okay, here we have more prepositions. Yes, true, you didn't use present continuous very often. Okay. These are things you work on as you improve your speaking. Phrasal verbs, again, it's speaking. Okay. Conditionals, again, it's with speaking and practice. So, you know, as you progress, you will start to use more and more of the grammar. Okay. But the important thing, I'm back up again, sorry. The important thing is try in your own time to work down the list to improve level by level. Okay. As I go down, let's see how you got on with the listening. Listening, you did good. You got 12 from 12. That means your listening is fine. Okay. For the level you have, your listening is good. The reading, though, was a bit of a disappointment. You got 5 from 12. That could be maybe vocabulary. Simple. Okay. Not using the vocabulary. And the writing, I think it's quite simple because the way you were speaking is lots of present simple. Okay. And spelling mistakes. If you notice here, it should be young. Okay. Y-O-U-N-G. And here should be age. Here we have spelling again. Okay, fine. So from what I can see, you will have to revise some spelling and using the correct word. Okay. English we don't say for his old, we say for his age. And I noticed when you were speaking to me, I wrote here that you have incorrect word usage at times. That means that you're using a word which is the wrong one for what you're trying to say. Okay. So, you know, what was it? Yeah, for example, with your wife, you have been together for 20 years. Okay, and you said something about I was coming here when I was like going there. It was kind of different. Okay, so basically, what can I say?
Sorry. We have
Yes?
we have been together for 20 years. Yes, it's right.
Yes, we've been together for 20 years.
We have been together.
Okay. I'm saying that there are other things. Today I was just trying to, for example, I'm a bit confused. You were born in Moscow?
No, I was born in a city named Novocherkassk, Rostov region.
Okay, because the second question I asked you, okay, the second question I asked was, where are you from? Okay, and then you told me Moscow. So this is, you're supposed to tell me the city you were born in.
Where you was born.
Okay, and if you were in the IELTS exam, if you get a question wrong, they reduce your score. So generally, I think you have some work to do. Okay, you need to improve, of course, grammar, spelling, how you use the words when you speak. You have to develop a clearer understanding, and of course to speak faster, okay, in time, not straight away. Now there are different ways of doing it. There are different ways to do this. You want to go for IELTS, okay? So there are the ways you can do it. You can start off with, like, for example, maybe general English, okay, and you're now B1, which means that you are about maybe about 8 levels from the basic level. Okay, what happens is that usually from A1 to C1 at the end, there is 3 levels per level. Does that make any sense? So in English, if you want to be A1, you usually have 3 levels to be A2. Understand me?
No.
No. Okay, don't worry, I don't think so. Okay, let me show you that screen again. Okay, share screen. Okay, well, on top of the test, you have here 5 levels. Do you see it? Okay, now for each level is split into 3 levels. Understand me? Okay. So when you, for example, I own a language school in Egypt, Alexandria. So if somebody wants to be perfect in A1, they have to have 1, 2, so it's 3 levels in total. Okay. So at the moment you're sitting B1, so you're about here. Okay.
Yes.
So you've done 3, 6, 7. You've done 7 levels already. Okay. But to get to here, you have to do 15 levels. Okay. To get so the score you're looking for was 6.5, correct? What is the IELTS score you need again? I thought it was 6.5 if I remember.
6 or 6.5.
Yeah, 6 or 6.5. I remember that. So for 6 or 6.5, you need to get to about here. Okay. So at the moment you're here, which means you have to have roughly, let's say, 2, 5, about 6 levels to get to this part. Okay. Now there are different ways of doing it. You can do something such as, for example, you can do like general English. Okay. So you get to you're now from pre-intermediate level to advanced level. Okay, all right. You can learn English. The other way you can do it, you can do general English. Okay, through a more conversational system. All right, to reach your level. Okay, or another way is we can follow something like IELTS. We can follow. I'm trying to type at the same time. We can follow, okay, an IELTS system, okay, in levels, okay, right? Example, book 1 is for IELTS and score 5. Okay, book 2 is for 6. Okay, so the way you can do it, there are different ways. You can do general English till you reach a level, okay, like C1. Okay, the other thing you can do, Alex, is you can do another book called like Face to Face, which is giving you general English through conversation and exercises. Okay, or another book is one I have, which is like an IELTS book, which is complete, and it focuses. One book is 4.5 to 5.5. Another book is 5.5 to 6.5, and another book is 6.5 to 7.5. Okay, so there are different ways of doing it. Every way you do it, you can achieve something. Okay, so at the moment, you just have to think what is better for you, what is better for yourself. Okay, you want to go for IELTS. So is it better to learn the IELTS exam and knowledge that will get you a 5 score, for example, okay, to start with, or is it better to learn English through through like a conversation system, which will improve vocabulary and speaking and other things? I think, to be honest, most people find the easiest option to begin with is the conversation side. Okay.
Will you give me this book?
Yeah, I would get a day or two before the lesson, the PDF for that book. Okay, bear with me. Let me just you can find it on my laptop here, like an example of one. I have a PDF I use a lot. It's not your level. No, this is your level, but we can see. Maybe it's not easier.
Will you send my test me tomorrow?
Tomorrow, yes. So today I have a very, very busy schedule today. This is this book is for your level, but I think you should be another level. Okay. This kind of book is general English in conversation. Okay. And what happens is you have something to read. Okay. And the idea is that when you have a lesson with the teacher talks about the topics in the book. Okay. And then the other thing is that every level or every lesson you will have vocabulary, which is here. Yeah. Okay. And this one talks about verbs and phrases such as visit relatives, have a lie-in, go to concerts, and then it's all about weekend activities. Okay. So every lesson has something. This lesson is focusing on questions.
Okay.
About the weekend.
So, sorry, I right understand you that my wife have to speak with you now.
Indeed. But I'm just trying to show you the different material. Okay. There's material designed for improving English through conversation. Okay. And there's material designed for improving English for IELTS as well. So I think we can try them both, okay, and see. We'll try them both over time. So maybe one lesson we'll do the face-to-face. Another lesson we can do something for IELTS. Okay, and then we can test to see which one is easier for you to improve with. Okay, because the IELTS one has lots of exercises and questions and reading, etc. Okay, and that might be more difficult to begin with. That's all. I'm just trying to give the options, Alex, because we want you to get there, but we want to also make the beginning easier to understand so that you can achieve a better goal. Okay, so there are different books. This is what I call face-to-face. Another one which is for IELTS. I have a set for IELTS which will get you level by level. So I would say maybe try both, find out which one you are comfortable with, and then take it from there. Okay? All right? So that's it. What questions do you have for me?
I have no questions now.
Are you sure?
I wrong about my wife.
No problem at all. No worries. Don't worry. It's not a problem with time. Okay. But really, for me, it's I'm just showing you that there are different ways. There's, you can do conversation for general. You can do general English, or you can do IELTS. But IELTS is lots of reading and writing and trying to improve yourself and understand every word. This way.
3 ways. 3 ways.
Yeah. Yes. With this kind of book, you improve by lots of speaking. Okay. As well as writing and other things, but it gives you vocabulary, and vocabulary is important. Okay? And how to use them. That's all. Okay?
Yes, yes.
Fantastic. Okay. So I will do the same test with your wife and see how her listening and speaking is. Okay. But your wife's level is lower than you. You are B1, and your wife is A2. Okay. So you have no more questions? Okay. So is your wife on the same Skype or a different Skype?
Same.
Okay.
Wait, please. One moment.
No problem. Today is all about English. Okay, my name is Stefan. Your name?
My name is Tatiana.
Tatiana. So Tatiana, how are you today?
I am well.
Okay. So Tatiana, I'm going to do the same test that I did with your husband. Okay. I'm going to ask you a list of questions from the IELTS exam. Okay. Now, the IELTS exam has a speaking exam which has 3 parts. Okay.
Yes.
So part 1 are questions about you. Part 2 is a long topic you have to speak about. And part 3 are discussion questions. Okay. They need more opinion, point of view. Okay. So.
Third part. Huh?
The third part, yes. There's 3 parts, but start part 1. Okay. So Tatiana, tell me, what do you do?
I am a housewife now because I have 4 children and my little son is 1 year.
1 year old, okay. He was running around. He was running around this morning. Yes.
Yes.
Okay. So tell me, Tatiana, where do you come from?
Where?
Where do you come from?
I don't understand.
Okay, not to worry. Do you like your country?
Yes, I like it.
Why?
Because I was born here.
Okay. So tell me, do you like the street you live in?
Yes, I like it. It's very comfortable. Near our house there is a park, large park.
Okay.
It's very green.
Okay. So tell me, do you like living in Moscow, and why?
I like it because it most rich of another cities in our country.
Okay. So do you like the city life or the countryside?
In city.
Okay. And okay, so tell me, what's your favorite meal?
My favorite meal? I haven't a favorite meal.
Okay. So who cooks in your family?
I am a main cooker in our family.
Okay. And what is the best meal that you like to cook?
Best?
What meal? What meal or food do you like to cook the most?
It's a chicken.
Okay.
Fried chicken in oven, ну, в духовке. in oven.
Baked chicken, grilled chicken. Okay. So the next part, I'm going to give you something, a topic that you have to speak about for as long as you can. Okay. Now you have 1 minute to write some words to help you to be able to speak longer. Okay. So here is the topic. Describe an important event in your life. Okay. So you have 1 minute to prepare. Don't worry, it's normal. It's the first time you've done it, don't worry.
I tell you about important event in my
Yes.
life.
Yes.
It was in 1998 on the roof of the building. There, where I and my future husband met. In this day was my sister's birthday, and I don't know how to say. And I and my husband met when I and my sister went on the roof to see around the town, city.
Okay. The view of the city.
And since the time we are together.
Okay, fair enough. Okay, so let's continue with the questions. Now part 3. So tell me, is it important to celebrate different events in our lives?
Yes, it's important for me, and not only for me and my family too. We celebrate our birthdays. We celebrate our meeting with husband and the day where we married. Married.
When you got married, yes, correct. So tell me, when you have a family event, do you prefer celebrating at home or in a restaurant?
Often at home, because as so much, so many, and now, because my elder son.
My eldest son, well done.
Elder son is very active.
Okay. Okay. How old is your eldest?
Eldest is 13.
Okay. So 13 to 1. It's a big age gap, isn't it? Okay, so let me look. Your test was lower than your husband's, okay? In English level. So you have a little bit more to study, okay? Let me just show you, okay? This was your English test, okay? The green are the ones you got correct, and the red are the incorrect, and the orange are the you didn't know the answer, okay? Now, in the English language, we have 6 levels. Here are 5. We have A1, A2, B1, B2, C1, and what's not here is C2. Okay? So in Russian, you are a C2. It's your native language. Okay? But under European system, this is the way you have to learn the language. You're sitting at an A2, which means that you're in this bar somewhere. Okay? Now, from what I can see, you must be sitting in the middle. Okay? All right? Now, your husband tells me you need 6.5, which means we have to get you from here to here. Okay? As I tried to explain to your husband, each of these are 3 levels. Okay? So you have to go, let's say, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay? To get this part. Because if you want to have easily 6.5, you need to be at the beginning of C1, end of B2. Okay? So, of course, here comes the horrible part. The work you will have to do. Okay? Now you have 4 children, you have to cook and everything else and still improve English. Okay? So, here is like, for A1, to be perfect at A1, beginner level, you need to revise object pronouns. Okay? So what I will do, I will send you the results tomorrow, and with your husband, have a look maybe at the weaknesses, if any of them are the same. Okay?
I don't understand.
Okay.
Last sentence.
No problem. With your husband,
Yeah.
okay, look at your test, look at your results.
Yes.
And if you have the same weakness, maybe you can study it together. Okay? Because what I tried to say, Tatiana, things like object pronouns, prepositions, these things you can learn online quite easily with YouTube.
I don't.
Okay? The things like prepositions, okay,
Prepositionally, да. Yes.
and object pronouns,
Yes.
you can learn, you can revise and learn online with YouTube. Okay? Because if you take object pronouns, type it on YouTube, there will be hundreds of videos. Okay? Alright? So some of the grammar you can revise easily with the internet. Okay? Some things you can't. For example, if I go down with your weaknesses here, things like modal verbs, sometimes you need to have a conversation to understand it. Okay? Using things like, where was it, phrasal verbs. You should have phrasal verbs. Oh, you don't have phrasal verbs? Ah, okay, so usually things like conditionals and phrasal verbs you need to revise with someone. I think it should be here. Bear with me. Where was it? Yeah. Phrasal verbs you usually have to revise through speaking. Okay? And conditionals are again through speaking too. Okay? But really these, you can get through it quite easily. As I go down the list, you had listening. Congratulations, you got 11 from 12. It's very good. Okay? And reading, wow, you did very well. You got 8 from 12. Okay? I shouldn't say this, but your husband got 5. Okay? All right, so your reading is better than your husband. That's a good thing. Okay. And here, when it comes to your spelling, wow, your spelling is actually very good. That's an important thing. Okay. Because some people they can speak English, but they get mistakes in spelling. Okay. The spelling here is coming across fine. There's about 2 mistakes here and here, okay, but generally it's okay.
I know that these mistakes.
Okay, but no, I'm happy with that. Okay, so looking at this, I will send you the test tomorrow. As I was trying to explain to your husband, there are different ways to improve in English. Okay, you can improve through conversation, using a book. Bear with me. I have a book here which I can use easily. This kind of book. Okay, bear with me. This is one which is designed to improve through conversation by talking about different topics. Okay, so for example, you would have the secret of happiness. You would try to talk about happiness. Then every lesson there's vocabulary.
Mm-hmm.
This one is related. This one talks about weekend activities.
Mm-hmm.
Vocabulary about that, and then the kind of questions you ask people about the weekend.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Another book which I don't have here is preparing directly for IELTS.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, for maybe the first book gets you a score of 5, the second book 6, the third book 7. Okay, and usually what I do, I send the section of the PDF a few days before, giving you time to prepare. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I will stop sharing this. So for me, it's a tough one because I just spoke to your husband and I was suggesting maybe one lesson on a conversation type face-to-face system, giving you vocabulary and making you speak. And the other lesson you could do the IELTS book. So you could go between 2 books over maybe 6 months and focus on improving speaking vocabulary and understanding the exam.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, it would just mean though, I think the book we could use is the book more for your level, maybe halfway through, and start from there. I think that's a much better option. Okay, so with you, Tatiana, your answers are quite short.
Mm-hmm.
So we need to make you speak longer.
I understand it.
Okay, and to know which words to use. So your husband can speak long, just have to make him change his words sometimes. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
So I think it's possible. I think the best way is one book, your level, for general English conversation.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? And try the other book for IELTS and see if you both can do this or not. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
If the IELTS book is a little bit tough to begin with, we can leave it for maybe a month and then come back to it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? That's my suggestion. So I don't know, what do you think?
We discuss with my husband. You're suggesting. Huh?
Give me suggestions, okay? So if you want to, Tatiana, I can speak to your husband again, okay?
Yes.
I explain clearly what I'm thinking, then you can discuss it and let me know, okay? But with you, Tatiana, you can see your level because your vocabulary, we have to work on vocabulary, okay? Making longer sentences, okay? But what's good, and the other problem you have is pronunciation. Your Russian accent is coming through sometimes, okay?
Yeah.
You have to work on pronunciation. But generally I think you can do it because you have a basic understanding, and that's important.
No, yes,
Okay.
I have passive vocabulary.
Yeah, but you can also understand simply, which is also good, okay? All right? But sometimes people have good vocabulary, but they can't use it.
It's me.
Okay, because your reading was better, so that means that your vocabulary could be better than what you were speaking. Okay, so that's one thing that you can see from your reading and from your writing. Okay, and your writing you can use prepositions, but when you're speaking you don't. But that's practice.
Yes.
Okay?
Yes, I need it.
No problem. Nice to meet you, Tatiana. Okay.
Nice
If I can speak to your husband.
nice to meet you too.
Future husband, I'll explain what I just thought, and then you can think about it. Okay?
Goodbye.
See you soon. Okay? Bye-bye.
Goodbye.
Hello.
Welcome back.
Hello
Okay?
again.
Hi. Alex, is different because your wife her speaking was very short. Okay? Can you hear me? However, I know from her writing and from her reading, she has much better vocabulary. Okay? So I just, from your wife, she just has to gain more confidence and know how to give longer answers. Okay? And her level was A2. So I tried to explain to Tatiana the same as you about the grammar, what to do with YouTube, how to improve yourselves. Okay? Now, after speaking to your wife, I was thinking that a book like the face-to-face general English conversation, okay, in your wife's level, A2, would be the better option for both of you. Okay? Because I feel sometimes you're struggling with my speaking. Okay? So the vocabulary is best to try to lower it to improve it. Okay? What I was suggesting was this, to use face-to-face for pre-intermediate, work on that to improve your general English and your spoken English, okay, and your basic grammar. We can try the IELTS book in one lesson, okay. If it's not that easy to start with, okay, you can leave it like a month and then come back to it. Okay. First of all, gain the confidence in listening and some English for speaking and understanding, and then bring the book back again. So we can play with the second PDF, no problem. Okay, that was my opinion. So you can start off with like a general English, working through the spoken way. Okay, try in one lesson the IELTS book. Okay, see how you both get on, and if it's too hard or too tough, we can go back to it again later.
We will use same materials together, yes?
I'm suggesting that, yes. Suggesting your level is higher, B1, okay? Okay? And your wife's level is A2, so it's one level difference. But I think it's better to use the same, because there's in your how do we say it? She's stronger on some things which you are weaker on, okay, and you're stronger in speaking, which she's weaker. Understand me? For example, her reading is good, her writing is very good, okay, so she has more knowledge there, whereas you have more speaking. So I think by going down for you, it will bring you up together at the same time. Okay? So my idea is to use pre-intermediate book, okay, which is A2. Okay? And one lesson we try the IELTS book for 5 score, see how you manage it, and if not, we leave it for maybe 1 month and go back to it. Okay? That's my advice. Now, regarding the lesson, do you have like one computer at home, or do you have another device, maybe a mobile or something else you can use?
We have computer, Apple iPad, and
so there's plenty of options.
Cell phone.
Like a modern household. Yeah, that's perfect. No, I'm just asking because what would be better would be when we have a lesson that we take. I don't know how it is for the children, but when you have a lesson, it's usually better to have the two of you connecting at the same time from different devices. Okay, so that you get 1 hour of the same information and discussion. Right? So we have like a 55 minutes or 58 minutes or an hour. At least you're both interacting at the same time. Okay, because if we do it every half an hour, it would be a waste of time. Okay.
How many times we have to take lessons per week?
This is up to you. Usually a good thing is like if you can do 2 per week, this is the most ideal. Okay? If you only have the time for 1, by all means, it's up to you entirely. I always try to say 2 per week is a good start. See how you work, see how you develop, and if you need more, you can have more. If you need less, you can have less. Okay?
60 minutes for each.
It depends. Sometimes 55, sometimes 58, sometimes 60 minutes. It varies. Okay? I advertise always 55 minutes on my profile. Okay? Only because, I'll be honest, Alex, sometimes I have like 3 lessons, one after the other. Okay? And maybe I have to have to make a coffee or something, so run sometimes. Okay? Sometimes I don't have a lesson like just now. Okay, I have a break for 1 hour. I might be like a minute longer, 2 minutes longer. It depends. Okay. So my profile always says 55 minutes. Okay. Sometimes it's 55, 56, 58, 62. It changes completely. Okay.
One person. I have to take 55 minutes 2 times per week. Yes?
This would 2 lessons per week, yes. Okay? Not for one person. I'm trying to suggest if you have 2 devices, okay, you can log on at the same time. That's what I'm trying. If the material is the same, okay, I think it's better for you to have 2 devices and you both log on for the same lesson. Okay.
When I study, my wife can listen our lesson. Yes.
Well, you would study together.
We would study together.
Yeah.
Conference. Yes.
Conference.
Conference.
Group chat. Okay. Right? If you don't like it, it's fine. It's just trying to. The way I do it is you're using the same material, okay? And I don't. As a teacher, I don't like to waste money. Simple. Okay. I could easily tell you have 2 lessons each. Okay. But I don't like to waste money. Everybody works hard for their income, so it's not fair.
Yes.
So this is why I'm trying to suggest the easiest way. You decide what's better for you, Alex. It's not a problem. Okay.
We will be together, my wife and I, 2 times per week, 55 minutes each lesson.
Yeah, 55, 56, 57, 60. Alex, come on. Don't hold me exactly to 55. I'm not that way.
For example,
okay?
my wife will be on a notebook and I will be on computer. Yes?
Exactly. Precisely.
Understand.
Whichever.
Yes.
Okay. It makes life easier that way. Okay. So, I think, do you have any other questions for me?
No.
No?
In 20 days, my wife and I going to have a trip to Portugal.
Portugal. Wow. Okay. Nice. Okay.
It'll be about 2 weeks.
No problem.
We
no
can't
problem.
study English in this time.
You're on holiday. You don't study on holiday.
I will have a vacation on my work.
Exactly. No, you have to. A holiday you have to enjoy. Okay. When you have a vacation or holiday, you don't study. You take books and you read. Okay. You don't study. Don't worry. Okay. But really, Alex, I will send. Today I'm very busy. I have 1 hour free, so I have to eat breakfast. Okay. But here it's 10 o'clock in the morning.
All materials.
Sorry? No, materials, I will send you the units maybe a few days before the lesson.
Yes.
Okay.
Nice.
Because you have the children, I think I should put in my schedule like 3 days before, 4 days before the lesson. Okay. for material. Usually I send material 2 days before.
2 days before.
Okay. But because you have 4 children, maybe I should send it 3 or 4 days before.
To we have time to prepare.
Exactly. Exactly. Okay. So that's the way I look at it. Okay. So that's it. If you have any questions, you can message me anytime. Okay. But in the meantime, I will say goodbye because I'm going to make my breakfast. Okay. Before my next lesson in 1 hour.
Bon appétit.
Thank you very much. Okay. Nice to meet you and your wife, Alex. Okay.
Thank you.
See you soon.
Thank you very much. All the best.
You too. Bye-bye.